bunch of us here already. So we can start. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on this virtual press conference ahead of the final, which is on Saturday. We've got our vice captain, Jemima Rodriguez, with us. We'll take your questions. We can start with some raised hands if there are any. You could then probably unmute yourselves, or like I mentioned earlier, you could put your questions in the chat box and we'll pick those up.
Hi, Jemmy. All
Hi,
the best,
Lavanya.
first of all. All the best for the Saturday match.
Thank you.
What I wanted to ask you about was basically, I mean, everyone's going to be asking you about the third straight final berth, the fact that you'll have had a gap as well between your last game and this one. And this season, we've seen the longest potential gap that you will be having between your last game and the final. Just what is that looking like for the team? And the fact that the last two times the middle order was struggling a little bit in those games, and we saw that maybe the final scores that you all managed weren't as high. So have you course corrected for that in preparation for this final?
Yeah, I think talking about the gap, it's actually working for our team. We've had a lot of team bonding sessions. And at the same time, this WPL was a bit hectic for us. We did play back-to-back games. We traveled and we played too. So I think getting this break is honestly how I look at it, and I think how the team is looking at it. We are, it's working to our advantage. And also we've gotten good practice sessions here in the Mumbai pitches to get used to that. So I think sometimes it's nice to have this break. And yes, we're ready for the finals. We are looking forward to it. We're prepared well. And, like the other 2 years, this year has not been like the smoothest sailing for us. But like I said in one of the interviews, that this team just doesn't know how to give up. And we are going to come back stronger this year.
Thank you. I'm going to take a couple more from those who've raised their hands. Vivek, you can go next, and Niharika, maybe you after that.
Yeah, hi Jemima.
Hello.
Yeah. Just wanted to ask you, like you'll be playing obviously directly in Mumbai. You'll be playing only the one game in Mumbai. Will that be a disadvantage at all, or in terms of conditions? What have you made of the matches in Mumbai so far? And yeah.
The thing is that everyone in our team has played on these pitches. I maybe one or two have not played at the CCI. We played as the Delhi Capitals team also last year. So everyone's pretty familiar with the conditions and the pitches. And like I said, we've been having good practice sessions in these off days, which is preparing us well enough to adjust to the conditions and get used to it. And honestly, after all the other pitches Mumbai to bat on, it's like a batter's dream. You enjoy batting here. The outfield's fast. Time it in the gap. It's a four. So yeah, I mean, we are really looking forward to it, and so are our bowlers. I mean, they've come up with their plans.
Thank you. Niharika, you can go next. You might want to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Thanks, Apita. Hello, Jemima. First of all,
Hello.
good luck for Saturday's finale.
Thank you.
I really want to ask you about your performance. Like last year in WPL, you were having that great performance. I still remember the knock you played against Emma in Delhi's first leg of the game in WPL.
Yep.
So, like from compared to last year to this year, like how do you see your performances and any improvement area you have picked out ahead of the final on Saturday?
Yeah, obviously, like last year was very different to this year. This year we've played on different conditions too. But maybe if I can just put it forth in simple words, I guess I'm saving the best for the finals. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Thank you, Niharika. Purnima, would you like to go next? You can unmute.
Thanks, Suprita. Hi, James.
Hello.
Good luck for the third straight
Thank you so
final.
much, Purnima. Thank you.
I have a couple of questions, Suprita, if you'll allow me to go back to back.
Go for
The
it.
first one is on your skipper, Meg Lanning. It's kind of a bucket list for anyone really, playing franchise league to be sharing the dressing room with Meg Lanning.
Yep.
You've lived that you've lived that dream for
For
3 years
seasons,
now.
yeah.
Vice captain also under her. What have you, picked her brains about? What have you sort of learned from her? What have you taken into your game from just observing her, talking to her, just, sharing the room with her?
Yeah, the thing I love about Meg, and this is something that, I would like to add in myself also, that like not exactly the same. I would like to find my way in that. But I think the way Meg she's calm but aggressive at the same time. And I think as a leader, that's a very, very crucial quality to have. And I'd asked her this in one of the games we had played last year where it went down the wire, I think against RCB, and we won by 1 run. I'd asked her, Meg, weren't you nervous? Like, couldn't see it on your face. It was like absolutely a poker face. She was like, Jamie, if you just know what is happening inside. But then she said, she said one thing I really remember. She's like, for me as a leader, as a captain, it's very important that I make sure I set the tone for the team and I stay calm, because I know everyone's looking at me, and if I am calm, I know the team is calm. And that made a lot of sense to me. And I think that is one thing that I would love to, you know, do every time I am on the field, every time I am there, to be aggressive, but at the same time staying calm. And yeah, I'd also asked her once about, when she captained Australia, she was very young and she had so many seniors in the Australian team too. So I asked her, how did you deal with that? Because it would have been very, like, not the easiest thing. She said, yeah, it was. But then I realized that as a captain, I didn't have to do everything on my own. I would ask for help, and I'd make people also feel involved and important in that. So that also helped me, to also learn from them and at the same time get along with everyone. And, you will learn. She told me, you will learn. You will figure out your way, you will learn. But I think that's one thing that helped me.
I have a second question, also very player specific. We've seen a lot of players, come in and make almost immediate impact for DC over the years. Obviously, you haven't chopped and changed your 11s a lot. This year, you had a very interesting incomer in Sarah Bryce.
Yeah.
From what we can see on the field, we can see the sort of impact she's made. Can you tell us something from behind the scenes, from the BTS, from the off the field moments, the sort of impact that she's had in the DC camp?
Sarah is the one you'll want to have in your team because she's so warm and loving, so kind. You just be around her, you just feel good about yourself, you feel good about life and everything around. So I think, yeah, we know what she can do on the field. We know with the bat, we've seen even in the Big Bash, and even over here, it just adds on that balance to our batting order because the kind of game and stroke play she has. But yeah, at the same time, I think she's one of the most nicest person, to have in a team. And yeah, every time I'm around her, I can't help but feel very good about myself, very good about everything around me, and very happy. So yeah, that's her.
Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you, Purnima. Okay, I'm still going with some of the raised hands that I can see from the start of the conversation. We'll take Kaustav next, Megha, and Suramya. So we'll start with Kaustav. You want to go with your question?
Yes, hi. Good afternoon, Jemima. Congratulations on qualifying for the final.
Thank you.
Delhi this is the third time, like many of them mentioned. How difficult is it to stay motivated despite the shortcomings in the last two editions? Like, is it some extra pressure is there in the camp? What is the camp feeling like at the moment?
Honestly, this team has never made us feel like we are under pressure, whether it's with the support staff or with the players. And I think that's the best part of being a part of the DC team. Yes, we all know what happened last 2 seasons, but it's cricket. Anything can happen and everything. It just takes one game, one night, and things change. So I think everyone's very positive. Everyone's very excited. And honestly, nobody's even thinking about anything, just going out there and just enjoying ourselves and playing good cricket. So I don't think it's difficult for us. I think we love doing what we do. We love playing for DC. We love this team, and we're going to give it our all no matter what on the finals night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Megha, Network 18, you want to go next?
Yes. Hi, Jimmy. This is Megha. I have two questions. The first is, since there was a long gap between the final and your last league game, so does that make it better for you to have such a long gap? Preparation is more, or does it take you a bit away from the daily action?
Like I said, for us, it's actually worked a bit to our advantage because all of us have been playing so much cricket back to back throughout the season. Sometimes it's nice to just, have a pause, take a break, practice, and come back with that same intensity and energy. Or maybe sometimes you feel a little more fresh mentally and physically to take on the field and have that energy. So I think it's working for our advantage.
Okay, and my second question was about Shefali. So, last few months she wasn't in the best of forms when she was playing for India. Then she got dropped, and then the way she played this time in the WPL. How do you see her? And like, if you can say like what she has done behind the scenes, how she is going about in the nets. If you can just give a bit of detail about that.
Yeah, I think Shefali is, I think, such an inspiration in the way she's come back. Because not just she's come back, but how she's come back. The kind of strike rate and the kind of impact she's been having for that team. I think it just shows her characters. I mean, how I see it, a lot of times when things are going well, it's easy to keep doing well and keep doing what you're doing. But to be dropped and to come back the way she did, I think hats off to her, and I can't wait to see her. And I'm sure she'll be back soon in the Indian team too.
Thanks, Jit. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next couple of people in queue. Suramya, I'll let you go next, and Shashank after that, you.
Thanks, Suprita. Hi, Jamie. First of all the
Hello.
best for the final.
Thank you.
You spoke at length about Meg Lanning. There's just one point that I want to know from you, that what makes her as one of the most influential captains? Because in DC as well, we see every time you guys lose a match, you all come with better planning and you all have a better comeback. So what is that one thing that she brings to the table and tells all the players that, in the next match we have to do this? So what is that different quality in her?
Yeah, I think Meg is someone who wants to win every game. But at the same time, the amount of clarity she has in what she's looking for. Yes, winning is one thing she always tells us, but she always tells us to focus on what we need to do. And even when we have meetings, it's very clear from her and what she expects from the bowlers or or the batters, and how we need to go about and go forth. And she is someone who herself drives it, drives that kind of energy in the team of playing a certain way and playing to win and taking the positive approach always. So I mean, there are so many aspects to it. I can't like pinpoint one aspect to it, but I would just say that the clarity that she has in what she wants to do and what she wants this team to do, and just making sure she takes everyone along in doing that thing, I think that helps us be a successful team.
Okay, I just have another question. Everybody spoke about, 3 seasons, 3 finals. What helps the team to maintain this consistency?
I think not talking about 3 seasons and 3 finals. No, I think this team. You asked like what helps the team be so consistent.
Yeah.
I think it's just about every player in this team is so professional and just knows what they're doing, and every player adds so much value to this team. That they just know their stuff. They just know what they can do to help this team win. And when everyone comes together, it just works as one unit. Like I said, this year wasn't the easiest year for us, but I think out of all the 3 seasons, I'm most proud of this year for this team, because it wasn't easy, but we found a way to pick ourselves up and still come at the top and still be consistent and still be that DC team that everyone knows about.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd request everyone to stick to one question if possible. And if the questions are overlapping, we basically try to keep them as different so that we have everything covered. I'm going to pick up a couple from the chat also. But before that, Shashank, maybe you could unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah. Hi, Jimmy. You mentioned that the league phase wasn't as straightforward in, the way you fought through and yet you finished number one. Is that a moment that you could pick out from the league phase where collectively at one point you thought maybe things aren't going right, and then there was a spark or something like a brilliant performance or a brilliant fielding effort or a catch, or a moment basically that brought back this collective belief within the team?
A moment. That's way back. I don't remember the exact moment, but I remember the feeling we had after, I think we won the first game and then we lost against RCB. And then I don't remember if we lost another one or we won. We just managed to win it, I think. Oh, I don't remember right now, but I know the feeling. I know everyone was like, not feeling like a DC team, not feeling like how we've always felt. But I think we just came back together as a group. We spoke about it. We just kept it very simple, honestly. We just spoke about what we needed to do. And one thing we really spoke about is bringing our own energy on the field. And I think I remember that moment when it happened. It started in Bangalore, I think, when that one game where Sutherland took that catch. But before that, everyone was diving around in the field. Everyone, started. It started to feel again like, okay, this is the DC team. And it started just before walking in. We spoke about how we need to bring our own energy back. I know there's a lot of crowd around, maybe a crowd against us, but we will bring our own energy. And when that happened, Minnu dived and saved 4 runs. Then I think we got another wicket, and then things happened. Everyone was diving, running, taking good catch, and then Belsey took that catch. That momentum in the field, and our bowlers looked like they were back again because of the fielding support too. So I think that momentum carried forth in batting, and then we just won it. I think it was against MI. I remember at Bangalore, and I think that's when that momentum came back. What we were looking for.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
that was the MI game, correct.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick up a couple of them from the chat. You might want to respond to these, and then we'll take a couple of more questions and then close this. Jemmy, this one is on JJ. So
Yeah.
the promotion of Jess Jonathan at number 3 in some of the games has turned out to be a great move for DC. Could you perhaps share with us how that idea came into effect? And I don't know if you can answer, but if it's something that the think tank will have a look into for the final as well. But generally, the idea of her being promoted up the order.
Yeah, so usually how we used to go about in the last 2 seasons was in the power play, Alice Capsey used to walk in as the punch hitter just to take advantage, just go out freely and back herself and play. This year, because of our team combinations, we wanted to make a few changes. That's when she couldn't make it in that combination. That's when I think one of the games I went at number 3. But then we all again thought that, wait, that was something that was working for us in the last season. Why not try it here with Jess? And I think it was JB and Lisa's decision and Meg's decision, I think, to send Jess there. And when Jess went there, she just smoked every ball out of the park, batted with such intent, took the game on. And, that brought so much momentum in the batting order. It just made life easy for everyone coming after that. And it's really working for us. And I think it's a very good decision they've taken. And I'm sure we're going to stick by it.
Okay, next one is Shikha Pandey has been a class act this season, and she's been crucial to the effectiveness with the ball when she's starting. For us, what's the difference you see in Shikha? Of course, you've played with her in other franchises as well. And tell us a little bit about the work that she does behind the scenes.
Honestly, I can say there's no difference in a good way because she's always been consistent for us. She's always bowled those crucial overs, always nailed her Yorkers, always been so crucial in DC winning. And not just DC, like you said that I've played with her in other franchises too. She wants the tough overs. I think when the going gets tough, that's when Shikha Pandey comes in, and that's when it gets the best out of her. And that's what sets her apart. And she's always been that person. And to talk about the work she's put in, she is someone who's worked so hard to do what she's doing. Even now, like even after being so accurate, knowing what she's doing, she's someone who's like so particular in her routine, so particular in maybe writing her diary, so particular in hitting the gym, and then so particular in even now which area she can improve. She's always looking to improve, working on her batting, learning new shots. So I think that's Shikha Pandey for you. She's someone who can't stop working hard.
She is. Okay, I'm going to go back to a couple of the raised hands and then maybe close with one from the chat. From the raised hands, Amrit, we could go with you first so you can unmute yourself, and then Gulfishan Naqvi. So Amrit, you can start first.
Hi, Jemmy. First of all, good luck for the final. Just a simple question that, WPL third season, obviously third final for you. The league is progressing well, and you had this chat with Rohit at the Naman Awards that, since the WPL, the women's cricket has grown a lot. One thing that I wanted to ask your opinion is, what if the impact player rule is brought into the WPL? How do you think it would benefit the league and the players? What's your thought on that?
Yeah, it might benefit, but it will not benefit the bowlers. They'll be super pissed off. So, no, but if I can say in my opinion, I am not a massive fan of the Impact player because I am someone who loves the rules we already have. But yeah, we never know what's going to happen. But honestly, I would say it's better we play it this way because that's how we also are going to play our international cricket, and that's what's going to help us too. And it's unfair. Honestly, it's unfair to the bowlers also sometimes when they've bowled so well, done so much, and towards the end, a proper batter is coming in. So, I mean, if you see it in that term, I know we can add a bowler too, but I'm just saying like openly. So, I am not a massive fan of it, but yeah, we are okay with whatever's going to happen.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gulfishan, you want to go next? Unmute, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Jemima. First of all, I would like to congratulate you. Congratulations for the finals. It's the third
Thank
time
you.
you are in the finals. So
Thank
my
you.
question is against which team? Either Mumbai or Gujarat. Against which team you want to play?
We are ready for both. For us,
You're
we
ready
just
for
want to win
both,
the finals. That's
but my
all,
question
whichever team
is
comes. Sorry?
okay, but you'll be excited against which team? Like
Both the
more
teams.
excitement.
Beating both the teams, I'll be excited.
Okay. And if I talk about your game, your cricket so far, it's been amazing. And as you all know, it's the third time you guys are here. And I want to ask, what are your plans and strategies now for the final?
What if one of the two teams are watching this? How can I disclose it? No, I think it's about just keeping it simple. I don't think anything is going to change in our plans and strategies. Yes, one small thing here and there. But for us, we've always spoken about how important it is to keep cricket simple because it is a simple game. Sometimes we end up complicating it so much. So just keeping it as simple as possible, trusting our process and trusting our strengths. And I think that's going to give us the desired results we want.
Okay, and one last question. Your key moment and
Yeah.
best moment so far this WPL?
This WPL.
The best moments, anyone.
I think I'll save it for Saturday.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
And all the
Thank
best
you.
once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jamie, I'm going to pick up a last one from the chat box, which I think will close this session nicely. It is about the impact basically the tournament has had on domestic players. You as someone who's now a senior in the Indian team as well, there are lots of domestic cricketers who benefited through this, whether it's Minnu through Delhi Capitals or Akashvi or Bharti in the current tournament. Tell us about how the sport has progressed, courtesy the 3 seasons of the tournament.
Yeah, I think having the WPL is the best thing that has happened to Indian women's cricket team because these are the kind of matches you want to play. These are the kind of pressure situations you want to be in, and these kind of things actually challenge you and get the best out of you. So I still remember even like after the first WPL, the domestic season had gotten so much better. After the next one, it got even better. After this one, I can't wait to see where it's going to go. Just a few months back, 390 was chased in a semi-finals. Was it a semi-finals? No, 390 was chased in a domestic match, which has never happened before in a 50-over game in domestic cricket. So I think that's just the impact I feel the WPL has had because a lot of domestic players have been a part of it, and even those who didn't get the opportunity know the standard, know where women's cricket is headed, know what's required to be the best at this level. And I think once they go back, they start working towards that. They start helping others work towards that. And I think they just kind of set the standard of how we want to keep getting better and better and better every season. And I think that's the impact the WPL has had. And the only way we as an Indian women's cricket team can get better is by playing these pressure matches again and again and again. Because that's when you figure out, okay, this is what I do in such situations. So once you go back and play for India, I'm sure that's going to help in those situations. And they'll be like, okay, मैंने WPL में किया था, I can do this here again. So I think that's the kind of impact the WPL has had.